You're listening to Clearview Today with Dr. Abadan Shah, the daily show that engages mind and heart for the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm Ryan Hill.
I'm John Galantis.
And you can find us online at clearviewtodayshow.com. Or if you have any questions for Dr. Shah or suggestions for new topics, send us a text at 252-582-5028. Or you can email us at contact@clearviewtodayshow.com.
That's right. We want you guys to help us keep the conversation moving forward. You can do that by supporting the show. Share it online with your friends and family. Leave us a good 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasting content from. We're going to leave a couple of links right there in the description so you can do just that.
And the verse of the day today is coming to you from Proverbs chapter 8, verse 13. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogance and the evil way, and the perverse mouth I hate.
That's right. Fear of the Lord causes his people to hate evil. That means you've got to reject all those things that live inside you, that pride, that arrogance, that foul speech. God doesn't see sin as an honest mistake, like a spaghetti-o, like, oh, you oopsied. You oopsied. Sin is a horrendous offense against God. And so when we tolerate sin in our lives, what we're basically saying is it's not that big a deal to me. I know it's a horrendous offense to God, but to me, I don't really hate it that much.
Right. And, as you grow in the Christian walk, as you become closer to God, you should naturally start to hate the things that he hates.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, that doesn't mean that we ever hate people, but it does mean that we hate the sin.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of this going around like Christians are hateful, Christians are bigoted, Christians are prejudiced. No, we don't hate people. We love people because Christ calls us to love people, but we can't, in love, condone sin in people's lives because as God hates sin, we also should hate the sin, and it starts in our own lives.
True. If I hated people, I would celebrate their sin. I'd be like, yeah, keep going. I don't want you in heaven with me.
Or I just wouldn't say anything.
Or
I would just
go on about
whatever,
my life,
do your own
because
thing.
I know, because at the end of the day, I know what's coming for you. If I truly hated you, I wouldn't be saying, hey, this is a sin. You got to get right. You got to do right.
Yeah.
A day is coming. And why would I say that if I hated you?
Yeah.
Speaking of things I hate, by the way, welcome to the grapevine.
Double gripes for you today.
I need double gripes. Wow. I feel very strongly about this. I got to get a sound effect for the grapevine. All the other segments have little theme songs. I can't find one that fits for the grapevine. If you've got one out there, make sure to send it in.
Doink is pretty good.
Yeah, hang on one second. Okay. I'm a Marvel fan.
Yeah.
I would say big Marvel fan. I love Marvel comics. I love Marvel video games. I love Marvel TV shows. And I love Marvel movies, especially if they're in the MCU universe. I could talk about it all day. I'm not going to do that. I am going to gripe about it because ever since, and I know I'm not the first person to say this. I know this is not an unpopular opinion. But ever since Endgame, the MCU is just not fun anymore.
Yeah.
It used to be that I would sit around and think about the next movie. I'd be like, oh my gosh,
what are they going to do? How is this going to be woven together?
Like when I saw Avengers, I was like, when I saw Avengers in theaters, I was like, this is the greatest thing since Spider-Man 2 that I've ever seen in my life. And all I could picture was one day they can work it out where Spider-Man's like swinging around with the Avengers, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to be so great. Then fast forward a few years and they do that with Civil War, and I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. The only thing that's going to make this better is if they like take Spider-Man and Doctor Strange and Tony Stark and they send them out into space. Wouldn't you know, a few years later, they do it. And they keep topping themselves and and then Endgame happens, everybody's going crazy. Yeah. Then Far From Home comes out, that's pretty good, and then from there something happened.
I think that where do you go from here? I mean, what? Yes, there's tons of comics that you can explore, and I know that the multiverse is a thing now, that we're getting variants of different people, and that's fun, and I love that. X-Men, mutants coming to the MCU, love that. I'm a big X-Men fan. I know you're not so much, but I'm a big X-Men fan, so I love that. But as far as like the scale, the spectacle of the MCU, I just don't feel that it's there anymore.
No, it feels like everything came to a screeching halt. Like we needed a little break from Endgame, but it feels like I'm waiting for everything to ramp back up.
Yeah.
And then when they were like, oh, Kang is coming, I'm like, oh yeah, baby, bring it on.
And then that fell through.
Yeah, that fell through. But then like even before it fell through, of all the things that were released, like Shang-Chi, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision,
WandaVision was great.
WandaVision was good.
WandaVision was great.
But
Shang-Chi was great too. I love that.
All these movies are good in and of themselves as just like a superhero movie, but none of them have anything to do. Like remember in phase 1 through 3, almost everything, there was some connective tissue building up to Thanos. Like an Infinity Stone was in Age of Ultron. That was a standalone story, but it's like, hey, something big is coming. Like we got to figure this out. There's nothing like that going on. Kang is in two things. He's in Loki and he's in Ant-Man. Other than that, no trace of the multiverse at all. And I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah.
It's not fun. It just feels like it's dragging on. Everything's good by itself, but that's not why I like the MCU.
And I think, that follows the pattern of comic books as well. I agree with you on your gripe. It's just not fun anymore. But there are sometimes where comics go through that lull. I think we'll see, maybe the MCU will gain some traction again once you lean into the mutant storyline. I think there's a lot to explore there, so I'm hopeful there. But I'm with you. I don't think the MCU right now is as fun as it was.
And I'm not saying that the movies are bad. Guardians 3 was like one of the greatest films I've ever seen.
The movies are great in their own right,
I'm not having
that
a good
connective
time.
tissue is just not there anymore.
100%. And it's not fun. Miss Marvel was kind of fun.
Miss Marvel was fun.
That was pretty
Miss
fun.
Marvel.
I had a good time watching that. She-Hulk was fun. A lot of people didn't like it, but I think it was great. But other than that, I don't know. I hope it picks back up because I really was a fan.
Yeah.
Dr. Shah is a comic guy.
He is a comic guy.
Yeah, he likes the Phantom though.
Yeah.
And there's no Phantom here.
There's no Phantom in the MCU, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Phantom is not a Marvel property.
He likes Bonanza and the Phantom.
Yeah. Write in and let us know your thoughts on the MCU and what's your favorite MCU project? What's your favorite movie that you've seen or TV show that you've watched?
Ooh, what's yours?
Favorite, probably Infinity War.
I think I agree.
Infinity War.
I was going to say No Way Home with the 3 Spider-Man, but
that was great.
I think Infinity War.
Infinity War, I think, is top for
that
me.
movie was so perfect.
Yeah. Write in and let us know, 252-582-5028, or you can visit us online at clearviewtodayshow.com. Stay tuned, true believers. We'll be back after this.
Hello, Clearview family. I'm Nicole,
And I'm David.
and we want to talk to you today about the Clearview app.
There are so many churches out there that put their sermons on YouTube and their announcements on Facebook and their prayer list on Periscope.
I didn't even know Periscope was still functional.
Oh, it's not. And that's why nobody can find their church's prayer list and nobody's prayers be getting answered. But here at Clearview, we believe in making our content as accessible as possible.
That's right. Clearview produces so much content every single week, including Dr. Shah's sermons, original music, a full online store, weekly prayer gatherings, and so much more.
Not to mention the #1 best-selling Christian talk show of all time.
I don't know if that's accurate.
Well, maybe not yet, but that's why we want people to download the app.
If you're listening from the Triangle area, we encourage you to check out Clearview Church in person. But if not, you can still follow all of our content on the Clearview app. It's 100% free on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. And best of all of our content is right there in one convenient spot.
Make sure you download the Clearview app today, and let's get back to the show.
Welcome back to Clearview Today with Dr. Abadan Shah, the daily show that engages mind and heart for the gospel of Jesus Christ. You can visit us online at clearviewtodayshow.com, or if you have any questions or suggestions for new topics, send us a text to 252-582-5028.
That's right, and we're here once again live in the Clearview Today studio with Dr. Abadan Shah, who's a PhD in New Testament textual criticism. Dr. Shah, what was the last Marvel movie that you saw? Like the last MCU movie?
Last Marvel movie. Oh, I just saw it. I saw Captain America. It was at home. Yeah, it was. No, it was not at home. It was on the plane.
The first one or Winter Soldier?
I think the first one.
Okay.
Where he goes from being
Really
just a
skinny? Yeah.
You know, and then he's part of this experiment, and then on and on. So it was on the plane.
Let me see. What's the did you like it?
I mean, I've seen it like 50 times before.
I'm trying to think of
kids.
did you see, let's see, did you see Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
I've seen them all.
Okay.
So I just don't know what is 3.
3 is the one where they go into the raccoon's backstory. It sounds really silly to say it on Christian where they go. What about, did you see?
I'm sure I saw it.
I hadn't seen that one.
It's rough. It's
Really?
emotional, yeah. Did you see Black Panther 2? With the like Aquaman knockoff?
The Black Panther 2, was that the one where...
That's the one where he dies in the beginning and his sister becomes the Black Panther. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that one too.
Okay, did you like it?
I didn't like either of the Black Panthers.
Right, neither did I. But we talked about it in the intro. The MCU is not fun anymore.
No.
They're not fun to watch.
No.
You mean Marvel
Like
Comics?
the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like the Marvel movies. I feel like ever since Endgame,
Yeah.
Far From Home was pretty good.
The Black Panther really did not appeal to me.
Uh-huh.
And I know it was kind of like a diversity thing
Right.
to make sure. black people feel part of this, but they went so. It almost went unrealistic. Like somewhere in Africa, there is this kingdom that is like super advanced and do that. And I know what they're trying to do is like say everybody's equal.
Right.
They could have done it a different way.
Right.
It's like they have certain knowledge that makes them above the rest of the world because they have this. They understand this principle, this knowledge, or they have this something. But here was like, oh wow, all these cars are flying through the air, and all that, and then nobody sees them.
And it's completely secret because
that was like,
it's so. And the thing is, Black Panther was the coolest part of Civil War. He was one of the coolest parts of Infinity War. He's so great in all the movies except for his.
Yeah. That is unfortunate.
He was so cool in every movie he was in that wasn't called Black Panther.
Yeah.
They were trying to be so woke. I guess I can say that it just did not meet. It just did not do what they were hoping it would do.
And one of the worst parts when both of those movies came out is everybody had to pretend that they were like next level movies.
And
we
they
had
were
to,
not.
They weren't.
They really weren't.
Especially when Black Panther 1 came out. I remember being like, that was kind of boring.
Black Panther was great,
disappointing.
Fantastic character. Loved him in other MCU movies, in his own movies.
It was so lackluster, but everybody had to pretend it was like, well, we better, better not say anything.
They could have shown their struggle, struggle of being whether looked down upon, or struggle with not giving the value they deserve to be part of this being on this team. But then they have something that is wow.
Right.
But then you see this city in a bubble, and it's like
what?
That's it?
Yeah, I shouldn't bother being invested in this or caring about any of these characters. You have everything you could ever want.
Fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
Not sure why the rest of the world doesn't.
I don't really want to see you overcome any struggle now. You're fine.
There's no struggle.
Yeah.
So it was weird. I just didn't get it.
Yeah, it was. But it's sad. The MCU is just not fun anymore. Like I think the last fun one was Guardians 3, sort of, but even then it was so emotionally draining. I was exhausted.
I didn't even see that one. I think the last one that we talked about this earlier, but the last one I watched all the way through was The Marvels.
Yeah. I didn't see that one yet.
It was fine, but it was not. I mean, it was very much like a girl power movie.
They're all missing the sauce nowadays.
Yeah.
I think even as good as No Way Home was with the 3 Spider-Men, I think Endgame was the last one that had the sauce. They're missing it.
The villain in the Marvels was just so boring.
Yeah, they're boring now.
So boring and one-dimensional compared to what the MCU has had in the past. I'm just like, I don't even care. I don't care about this conflict.
Yeah.
You know what's not boring? Clearview Today with Dr. Abadan Shah.
You're absolutely right.
I was listening.
Is not boring.
I was actually listening to some of our episodes, and this is not a good thing to say on your own show. I was listening to some of our episodes on the way in today. We're sticking hilarious, dude. We're fun. This is a great show.
I cannot.
When you can listen to your own show and you're entertained by it. That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good feeling.
What I really love is when I hear my students talking about Clearview Today, like teenagers who will actively listen to our show, listen to the podcast, and they are laughing, they're cracking jokes, they're making references, and I'm like, man, we're onto something. We're doing something right. If,
I don't want to
14, 15, 16-year-olds
I don't
want to
toot my own horn. But beep beep. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. There's a lot of times and I think you probably will agree with this, Dr. Shah. When you write something, or you make like an album, or you make something and creative and put it out into the world, people are typically like, "Oh my goodness, this is so great." But you see all its flaws, and you've sat with it for so long that you're like, I wish I could have done something better. So when you can listen to your own stuff and actually be like, this is pretty entertaining. I actually myself like this. That's a great feeling. Yeah. But
So in honor of our tech team, our sound guys, David Williamson, he gave us a pretty great transition to our main topic for today. We were talking about the MCU and Far From Home, the Spider-Man movie Far From Home.
Yeah,
actually just watched that with my kids.
Go ahead and say it because I'm about to blast him.
Far From Home takes place in England.
It doesn't. It does not take place in England. It takes place all over Europe except for England. It takes place in Venice. Then it takes place.
I hate to be this way, but
it takes place in Italy.
He is right. It does not take place in England.
Oh, golly. I saw the text come in. I was like, I'm about to blast.
However, if it did take place in England, that would be... Oh, he's leaving now.
He's gone. Yeah, you got to get out.
That would be a great transition because we are continuing our discussion about Dr. Shah, about your recent trip to England,
pretend
which did not include Spider-Man.
Yeah, let's pretend that Spider-Man takes place in England.
Yeah, for the sake of the segue.
He destroyed Big Ben, unfortunately.
And I hate that. And I hate that for Big Ben.
And listen, before we go on, he texted, Far From Home took place in England. and Dr. Shah was in England. Great transition. Don't miss this opportunity. That's what the text says.
There is no opportunity,
No, that's
right?
not.
No.
But he gets a T for trying.
I'll give him a T for trying. Yeah.
That's just so you're tracking with the alphabet. That's way below an F.
Right.
But T
goodness.
for trying.
Oh my goodness.
That's funny.
Well, we had a great time, and I know we were sort of talking away on this show, so we're going to take the next maybe an episode and try to wrap up England. But there's so much to see.
Yeah.
True.
So much to see.
True.
So of course we talked about the British Library, the British Museum, Sherlock Holmes. We talked about Stratford, going to see Shakespeare's home, Anne Hathaway's home, Holy Trinity Church, where Shakespeare and Anne Hathaway are buried. I mean, we saw that, and I was like, I cannot believe it. I was going to miss this.
Yeah.
If I had not taken a second look at that map and the lady had not said, the Holy Trinity Church is also open, I'm like, oh, what's there? Oh, Shakespeare's buried there. I'm like, oh.
and you were just gonna say nothing.
Yeah. I mean, well, they expect you to know all that. You come all the way to Stratford. Then
Right.
They're assuming that you already go on this.
Gotcha.
But I had my mindset on going to Shakespeare's home, the Shakespeare's new place, and Anne Hathaway's home. So I was like, these three. Didn't think about the church. It didn't even think about Shakespeare's family church, which was just around the corner
Right.
from Shakespeare's new home. So I was like, oh, I'm going to go see that, and then I'm going to go see this too, and then I'm going to go. So anyways, the reason we're sharing this with you is because when hopefully history will help you understand where we came from and understand our past, but also know what matters, what doesn't.
That's right.
So we take some of these things and we move on. We don't live in the past. We don't just just live in nostalgia. We learn from the past, but then we work towards the future.
That's right.
Right? We work towards the future to make this a better place, to make this world a better place for Christ. I mean, if you ask my theology, it's going to go downhill. The world is going to go bad.
Yeah.
But as long as we're in there, we are to shine the light. We are to season the culture.
That's right.
So that's what we're doing.
100%. 100%. One of the things that we often say before we do our digging deep Bible studies here at Clearview is that, you travel to places like Egypt, you travel to places like Greece and Israel, and it's because the scriptures were not written in a vacuum. They were written to people who lived in a specific time and in a specific place.
Right.
So also with the church, the history of the church is important. It's not just about looking back and being like, man, this was so great, but it's about seeing where we've come from and how we as a church got to where we are.
That's
to
right.
have a deeper
That's right.
understanding for it.
One of the places we went to was, now we're in Oxford, Oxford, England. And we had, so we went and parked the car again.
Of course.
Got a ticket this time.
Yep.
But didn't know we were going to get a ticket. Had a good idea that we were going to get the ticket. But in the meantime, there were several places I wanted to go. I want to go by Magdalen. It's not Magdalen College. It's Magdalen.
Magdalen?
Yeah, you don't say Magdalen.
Oh, but it's spelled Magdalen.
It's spelled Magdalen, but you say Magdalen.
Magdalen, okay.
So I went by there because C.S. Lewis was there.
Right.
So I wanted to go in there. And this is what that chapel looks like. I mean, just gorgeous.
nice.
Just amazing.
Wow.
I love it.
Yeah, this is that chapel. And I'm sure C.S. Lewis, came here. Anyway, so went there. Did some filming outside, but then I wanted to go by the Divinity School. Okay, this is Oxford, and so we went by there. Look at how beautiful that is.
That is beautiful.
This is where the graduations take place.
So it's still a functioning divinity school.
Yes, but it's not where they meet for classes anymore.
Right.
This is more of a historic place. This is where some parts of graduation happens. But I know you guys are fans. Does that look familiar?
Kind of.
Think.
Is it from a movie? Is it?
Yes.
Did they film something here?
I mean,
I'm trying to think. Is it Lord of the Rings?
no.
It looks like Harry Potter.
That's it.
What
It looks
is
like
this?
the Great Hall.
Yeah.
That's the Great Hall? That's
Yeah.
where they filmed the Great Hall? No way.
Yep.
No way.
Yep. So I was there, and let's see if I can pick out. That's one of the other movies was filmed there. And let's see. This is the one right here. Maybe. Let's see. Anyways, I don't know if that part looks familiar to you.
Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, think about the arches. Look at the like in the back
Yeah.
there. That
I guess it
stonework.
is. So they filmed the Great Hall
Yeah,
in the Bodleian Library.
Yeah. Well, it's not about. Well, it's sort of, but it's really
In the Divinity School.
Divinity School.
Okay.
So
Wow.
I did not know that.
There
it is.
There it is.
Holy
Yep.
moly! That's the infirmary.
Yeah, that's where it is.
Got you.
So that's where they
Look at that.
Wow. Yeah.
So
there it is. Right there.
Right
Yep.
there. Look
Yep.
at that's the
Yeah.
right there.
That's crazy.
So people were coming in, and they were like, some were like dressed up in the stuff. I was like,
Oh no, come on.
why are
Oh,
they doing
cosplayers.
this
I didn't.
inside
I
the Divinity
can't
School?
Stand cosplayers. That
Yeah.
stinks.
So I'm like, why? So I'm like, just taking pictures. I'm like, this must be very popular. People. Oh,
Yep.
for Harry Potter.
That's the infirmary.
Yep.
That's the hospital wing.
Yeah.
So that's
no,
what that is.
That's what it is. Wow. That was pretty crazy. I had no clue. No,
That's what it
That's
was.
crazy.
No earthly idea.
Wow.
So a lot of filming happened over there.
Very cool. I love it.
And then from there we went on to the Bodleian Library, which is very old, and it was we had a special tour. I could not take pictures in certain places, but certain places I could take pictures. I mean, this is what it looked like.
Wow.
So
Wow.
very old.
Very
The books are
much so.
chained. Well, they used to be. They're not chained anymore. They're just behind glass. You just can't access them. But they were chained at one time.
Wow.
You cannot take.
You can't take them out. So you can't check books out of this library.
No. But I mean, you can, but they can be brought to you. You do the research, but it's because you have been given the access. and all that.
Got you.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That's what it looks like inside.
Unbelievable.
Look at that.
Wow.
Look at the ceiling.
Are they all like theological books, or is it like everything?
History,
History, okay.
theology,
Wow.
geography,
A little bit of everything.
all of that.
Unbelievable.
These are the study tables there. Can't go past that. I mean, they're sensors there and all that. So it's pretty cool to see things like this. Then we also went inside what's known as the Radcliffe camera. Camera is like a room. That's where we get the word camera to take pictures.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is what it looks like on the outside.
Oh,
On
wow.
the inside, this is the
Beautiful. It's a
ceiling.
huge dome.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Beautiful.
huge,
Domed.
huge.
It's got murals.
This is what it looks like on the outside. So I'm sure you've seen pictures of this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You see the blue mesh thing? You can thank all the anti-Israel protests.
Really?
'Cause
That's why they have it up.
They destroy the grass over there.
Disgusting.
Oh.
So that's why it is now like that.
That's disgusting.
So anyways,
Can't even get a good picture now.
Yeah, you can't get great picture.
Gross.
The next day, so we came back home, ate at Five Guys, by the way.
Very nice.
Right in the heart of Oxford.
I would have never guessed that
I
there would be
wouldn't
a
either.
Five
I
Guys
wouldn't imagine
in, in Europe.
Yeah, I wouldn't
in
imagine like
London.
English people liking
Yeah.
it, but
Oh, they love it.
they
They love it.
really
They love it.
Did it taste the same?
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah. Tastes the same ingredients, like the same. You want some seasoned fries? I was like, yeah,
Bro.
sure. Thinking like something special. Well, no, there are.
They're
seasoned
just
fries that
like
have
ours.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's crazy. Imagine like going into a Five Guys and someone takes your order with a British accent.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
way. No way.
And
bro.
they do dump like tons of fries in there. So I was like, I wonder how they will be like really. Nope.
Not chintzy with the
Like
fries.
wow. No, they were not. They
Hashtag Five Guys in England. I
Now,
love
do
it.
they call them fries or do they call them chips?
no fries.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool.
There you
Fries.
go. I
Right.
love it. Proud of you guys.
Yeah. So it's not Five Guys
Burgers and chips.
No.
Yeah.
Good.
The next day was a conference, and so this was my view most of the time. As you can see, that's Klaus Wachtel
Okay.
from INTF in Germany, Münster, who is speaking there. And, quite interesting stuff is being talked about. And at the same time, guess where Nicole decides to go?
Highclere Castle,
Wow.
baby. Hashtag Lord Grantham himself.
Yep. This is
Downton Abbey.
We're Downton Abbey.
Love.
It's about an hour south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not something I thought I'd say as a red-blooded man on the radio, but I love Downton Abbey.
Me too.
I
do.
do.
Elizabeth started watching it, and I just got sucked into it. I was like, okay, whatever. But by episode 3, I was so invested.
It's pretty crazy.
I had my own Downton Abbey. I was at Yarnton,
Nice.
and that's me outside. Guess who took my picture? This lady who was bringing in some dishes or whatever. I'm like, there's nobody here to take my picture. I said, ma'am, will you take my picture?
She did?
Like, okay.
Oh,
She sat down. Oh, she was nice though. She was really
Yeah.
nice, but she was like so scared to take my picture. I was like, I think you can do it.
was she older, or was she using the camera?
She was using my phone.
Oh, why was she scared?
I don't know. So we did that, had a great time. And then after the conference is over, I told Nicole, I said, C.S. Lewis's grave is not far from here. You want to go? She's like, yeah, let's do it. So I had the directions all laid out. And guess what?
There it is.
Wow.
It looks like his has more pomp and circumstance than Tolkien's did.
Even still, though, it's just
I don't know.
It's just
I mean, it's plain. I mean, it's plain, but
Token's was decorated. His is just like a
I guess that's
slab.
That's what I mean. It's like it looks clean. It looks like kind of set apart from all the rest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see what you're saying. Like Tolkien's, I felt like looked more like that one right there.
Yeah.
But like the nice white marble. Did you go to the church? Were you able to see like the Narnia window in the church? I got you.
I didn't get to go do that one. But the church in where this graveyard is where he attended church.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But the church was closed.
Got you.
So I took pictures of the church. That's the church right there.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Took a picture of the church. Old. I mean, that's very old things. And then that's about it. And then we, you know what? I take that back. That's not the right church.
That's not the one in the picture?
That's not the one in the picture.
Got you.
That's a different church. Well, I'll talk about that church in a minute.
Sure. What was your favorite C.S. Lewis work? Do you come down on C.S. Lewis fiction or C.S. Lewis nonfiction? Like which do you?
Nonfiction.
You go more toward the nonfiction?
I like nonfiction better.
Yeah. What's your favorite one, do you think?
The Four Loves is great, although I don't agree with his categorization
Gotcha.
of love, because I don't think it's that clear.
Mm-hmm.
But he does a great job.
Mm-hmm.
And I like his Mere Christianity.
Yeah.
Again, I may not agree 100%, but then again,
Right.
the only thing that I do agree 100% with is the Bible.
Right.
True.
That's a good point.
That's a
Other
great
than that,
point.
I disagree with
Yeah.
even my own stuff. After we did this, we went out to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we're done eating, I told Nicole, I said, it's only 7 o'clock. Do you want to just go for a drive? And she said, where do you want to go? I said, let's just drive. Let's just drive.
Just go see.
Let me see the Google map. So let's just drive, and we're going to just keep going this way and see what happens. So we started driving west from Oxford.
Mm-hmm.
We skipped past our exit, kept driving west. And we ended up in this place called Whitney, I think it is, and came across this beautiful
Wow.
church.
It is
Wow,
beautiful.
beautiful.
Old graveyard. And then come to find out that this was an old church, St. Mary the Virgin Church, which actually goes back to 1243.
Holy moly.
Wow.
That's old.
In the center of town. And we just drove right into the center of town, and that's where it comes to a stop. And now you can make a turn and go around it. And I'm like, let's walk around, look around here.
Yeah.
Had a great time.
Wow. 1243. That's
crazy.
wild.
And then we came back home, and it was
bizarre.
a little dark. But anyways, next day conference. After conference, we decided to go back to Oxford, this time to do some filming. And the place I wanted to go was this place for sure.
Ooh, what is that?
I don't know, it doesn't look like much, right? Just a bunch of rocks.
It looks like if you're listening on the radio, it looks like an asphalt with a square cut out with some bricks, and some of them are in the shape of a cross in the center.
That's where Hugh Latimer, Nicholas Ridley, and Thomas Cranmer were burned at the stake.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, or at least 2 of the 3.
Yeah.
Is the
Wow.
place.
Incredible.
And so I wanted to go there. It took me a while to find it. I'm looking for it everywhere. I'm like, I know it's here somewhere. And people are just looking at us like,
Just out on the street, just like
it's
that.
on the ground.
Wow.
Yeah.
In the middle. And now you cannot drive through here. As you can see, these wooden plant holders are there.
Right.
But you can ride your bicycles through there.
Yeah.
So I'm looking, and Nicole's like, is this it? I'm like, yes. Most of the times, she was the one who would find it.
Women
I
have that
knew it was
gift.
there.
Yeah,
Women
she's
have
got a
that
good
gift. Like, just they can find the ketchup in there. They can find the site
Yeah.
of an execution. I mean, they just can find stuff.
And then on the wall, directly behind, this is where it says, opposite this point, near the cross in the middle of the broad street, Hugh Latimer, one-time Bishop of Worcester, Nicholas Ridley, Bishop of London, and Thomas Cranmer, Bishop of Canterbury, were burned for their faith in 1555 and 1556.
Wow.
2 at one time, and 1
Much
later
later.
on.
Wow.
Not much later, just a year later.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was a great discovery. I wanted to go there badly, but look at what Nicole is wearing.
I know. I was
about to say-
just thinking that too. Like, why is she
Badlands
wearing
in Europe.
she's wearing the buffalo shirt? Yeah, you
I
gotta
don't
represent
know.
your pride.
You're gonna wear those t-shirts? I'm like, yeah. I'm like,
It's like we're
Wow.
in Europe. We're in England. Do you want to dress up a little bit?
No.
No, I'm good.
Then we also went by these 2 pubs. I didn't go inside, but 2. One was the Eagle and Child, all right, and the other one was the Lamb and Flag.
Nice.
I don't know why England has these 2-word
Yeah. This
name.
and this.
Yeah.
And it's like
King
they
and
don't
Treaty.
the cup and the cat.
Yeah. Oh,
Why?
yeah. I'm sure there's one there.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one, but
I
I'm
just
sure
looked
it was-
around like
The biscuit and the owl.
the hat in the bottle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sure there's one there.
Why?
Like that.
Like
Two seemingly
they're
unrelated
just saying
things.
nouns. That's
Yeah.
all.
But the thing about these are the two pubs that they met at. They began meeting at the Eagle and Child, but then ended up meeting at the Lamb and Flag.
That who met at again?
The Inklings.
Oh, the Inklings. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. C.S.
Nice.
Lewis, Tolkien, Williams,
Wow.
and others.
So they sat in there and
Yeah.
traded
I wanted to
their
go
words.
inside, but no time, so we left. And then we decided to go south this time to Dorchester Abbey.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, again, 20, 30 minutes south of Oxford, and went by this church. And again, this church is old, as you can imagine. Even saw this road sign. Look at that. Look at that road
Wow.
sign.
Is this the one? Is this the
Wow.
one that we did the bumper video for a
Yes.
few weeks back? We'll link that in the episode because that actually was some incredible footage you guys
That is cool.
you guys brought back.
Yeah, that's the road
Love
sign
that. That's incredible.
from years and years ago.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
Wow.
So we walked around. Nicole saw a lot of cool stuff. But anyways, next morning I had to take Dr. Robinson and his
Okay.
wife
Okay.
to the train station to go back to London to fly out. It was Saturday.
So you're in Oxford at this point. At the,
I was still in Oxford.
Okay.
This is Friday. And so I asked him, I said, Dr. Robinson, because he kept giving me hints.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have to walk from Yankton
come on.
to the bus station. And then we have to stand there and wait for the bus station. So he said that to me one time. So I was like, I didn't catch it.
Uh-huh.
He said it again. Another day again. I was like, oh.
You're picking up on it now. You're
Pick it
smart.
up.
gotcha.
And I
Okay.
totally get it. I mean, the man is in his late 70s, and his wife,
Yeah.
they got to drag these suitcases
Mm-hmm.
on the bus,
Yeah.
and then get to this train station, drag them from there, and then they have to get to the train station in London, and then from there get to the airports. So finally, I'm like, oh, Dr. Robinson, do you want me to come get you in the morning? I mean, that would be great, but you have to come get us before 6.
Bro.
I was like, oh.
Okay. I guess I can.
I was like, oh, no problem, I can do it. That would be great. Okay, so I mean, then he started talking about something.
Something else. He's like, all right, mission acquired. I got it.
Sounds
Check.
I don't want to discuss this
good.
anymore, or he'll change his mind.
Yes.
He pulls out his phone, texts his wife, we're in the green.
And I mean, yes, I would have slept another hour, but it's not right.
Sure.
Yeah.
For my professor,
That's
mentor,
right.
to have to drag, and his wife to drag all the stuff.
That's right.
So I went to pick him up.
Uh-huh.
All right. This is 6 o'clock in the morning. So I had to get up at like 5, get
Right.
ready, go pick him up. 6 o'clock, he was ready to go. Drove in, started driving towards London. Now I'm Oxford, driving into Oxford.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that, right? I mean, we did one time, got ticket. So the next day we didn't do it. But this time we're driving into the main street.
Mm-hmm.
Main street, which I wouldn't drive on because it's crazy tourists.
Really?
Oh my goodness!
Like
buses.
walking back and forth and stuff?
Yeah, people are in the street.
Wow,
I mean,
wow.
But in the morning at 6 o'clock, all right,
Uh-huh.
it's absolutely empty.
Wow, it's deserted.
Oh,
That's-
wow.
Look at that.
Well, wait a minute. I'm sorry. That's the wrong one. Let me back up over here for a second. That here. So in the morning, I'm driving. I'm
Wow.
like, this is crazy.
Wow.
Yesterday I was in these streets and I could not even cross the roads. And this morning,
Just
Saturday
nobody
morning,
at all.
Nobody on the
No
streets.
problem.
Nobody on the streets. And I'm like, I'm
Is this
loving
you on your way to go get him?
it. This is on the way back.
On the way back?
Yeah.
Wow.
He would have had a heart attack if I was filming. And so I'm driving through the streets.
Yeah, there's
of
nobody
Oxford.
at all.
Wow. Yeah. It's
This is
cleared
it.
out. Wow.
I love it.
Nobody there, but give about another hour.
It's gonna
could
be
be
out.
swarming.
2 hours.
Yeah,
swarming
people
with
all
people.
out there.
Wow.
Incredible.
And then we headed to London after that. We went back home. Then Nicole and I drove to London
Mm-hmm.
and got parked, turned the car in. And then we took a Uber into our hotel.
Nice.
And from our hotel, we went to 3 places. First, we went to Samuel Johnson's home. Samuel Johnson was a literary critic. He is the progenitor of the Oxford English Dictionary.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Brilliant man, one of my heroes. I love Samuel Johnson. Went to his home. After that, we went to Westminster Abbey.
Nice.
Loved it. So much to see there.
Yeah.
After that, we went to the British Parliament. I worked on this whole trip 4 months ahead of time. Was able to see the House of Lords and the House of Commons.
Nice.
And it's pretty interesting.
Wow.
There's even a place, like when you walk in between those House of Lords, House of Commons, it's called the lobby. This is where people can come and put their grievances or their requests or whatever, and it goes to their representative. And the representative either has to come and talk to them, or he can send word or message to them like, hey, I heard what you're saying, and I'll see what I can do, or this is why it cannot be done. Anyways, it's the lobby. That's where we get the word.
Lobbying?
To
I was
lobby
just
for
about
somebody.
to ask, is that where lobbying
That's
comes
where
from?
lobbying comes
Wow.
from. I was like, this is amazing. And I'm standing in the place.
Huh.
And so we saw the British Parliament, amazing. That's where the Big Ben is attached to it, so that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Wow.
Also, I bought a tile
Yes. Yeah, I saw the tile.
from the British Parliament.
That's really credible.
This is from the early 1800s, and they redid a lot of things, so they were selling the tiles. I'm like, I'll buy one.
Is it here or is it at your house?
It's at the house.
Let's get a picture and we'll drop it in there because it really is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a
to know
piece of
how
history.
many people, this is before our American Civil War.
Yeah.
So imagine how many people were walking up and down
I can't imagine.
those halls.
Yeah.
And that middle hall to have, from the lobby actually, to have one of the tiles.
That's
Really
And
is a
I
piece
got
of
the one
history.
that had the most faded scene because I wanted to get that one to know a lot of people walked.
That's the one that had
Yeah.
been walked on the most.
Yeah.
That's
That's
incredible.
the one.
And that evening we went to Shakespeare's Globe Theater. Maybe we can talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do
That would
it.
be
I would love it.
awesome. So cool. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, write in and let us know, 252-582-5028. Or you can visit us online at clearviewtodayshow.com. Don't forget, you can partner with us financially on that same website. Every gift that you give goes not only to building up this radio show, but countless other ministries for the gospel of Christ.
That's right.
Great. More great content coming your way this week. Make sure you guys tune in. We love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow on Clearview Today.